Close your eyes and let the day gently drift away. There is nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do. Tonight, we journey to a quiet little town tucked between rolling green hills and a peaceful forest in the heart of America. The air is cool, the stars shine softly above, and every gentle breeze carries the comforting scent of pine trees and fresh earth. In this sleepy town stood a small white cottage with blue shutters. Warm golden light glowed through its windows, and a tiny porch swing moved ever so slightly in the evening breeze. Inside lived a kind old storyteller named Elias. Every night before bed, he would light a single candle, settle into his favorite wooden chair, and whisper stories that seemed to float through the night like soft feathers. One calm autumn evening, Elias heard a quiet knock at his door. When he opened it, he found no one there. Resting on the porch was a small wooden box tied with a faded blue ribbon. Curious but unafraid, he carried it inside and placed it on the table beside the candle. As he untied the ribbon, the lid slowly lifted on its own. Inside lay a tiny silver key and a folded note written in beautiful handwriting. It read, "Follow the moonlit path beyond the old maple tree, and you will discover a place where forgotten dreams quietly wait." Elias smiled warmly. He slipped the silver key into his pocket, wrapped himself in a cozy wool blanket, and stepped outside beneath the glowing moon. The streets were silent. Porch lights twinkled gently, and distant crickets sang their peaceful evening song. He walked slowly toward the oldest maple tree in town. Its branches stretched wide across the sky, their golden leaves dancing softly whenever the wind whispered through them. Behind the tree, hidden beneath tall grass, was a narrow path glowing faintly in the moonlight. With calm steps, Elias followed the path. The forest welcomed him with gentle sounds, the rustling leaves, the quiet hoot of an owl, and the distant murmur of a flowing stream. Fireflies floated through the air like tiny lanterns, lighting the way one peaceful blink at a time. Soon the trees began to open, revealing a beautiful meadow bathed in silver moonlight. In the very center stood an ancient wooden gate unlike any Elias had ever seen. Carved across the top were simple words that shimmered softly in the night, "Only those who walk with a peaceful heart may enter." Elias reached into his pocket and gently held the tiny silver key, wondering what waited beyond the gate. For a quiet moment, Elias simply stood beneath the moonlight, listening to the gentle breeze. He slipped the tiny silver key into the old lock. It turned without a sound, and the wooden gate slowly opened inward. Beyond it stretched a peaceful valley unlike any place he had ever seen. Soft silver grass swayed like gentle waves, and thousands of glowing flowers opened their petals beneath the stars. A narrow stream reflected the moon so clearly that it looked as though another sky rested beneath the water. As Elias walked forward, he noticed something remarkable. Tiny glass lanterns floated through the air, each carrying a warm golden light. They drifted slowly, never rushing, as if they had all the time in the world. An elderly woman wearing a long blue cloak appeared beside the stream. Her smile was kind, and her voice was calm enough to make every worry feel smaller. "Welcome," she said softly. "This is the Valley of Gentle Dreams." Elias looked around with quiet wonder. "What are all these lanterns?" "They are forgotten dreams," the woman replied. "Some belong to children who wished to explore the stars. Others belong to artists who imagined beautiful paintings, musicians who heard melodies in the wind, and travelers who hoped to see distant mountains. No dream is ever truly lost. Here, they rest peacefully until someone remembers them." Together they wandered through the valley. Every lantern glowed with its own gentle color. Some shimmered like sunrise, others like soft rain, and a few sparkled with the deep blue of a quiet night sky. Soon they reached a small wooden bridge crossing the silver stream. The water moved so slowly that it barely made a sound. Looking into it, Elias didn't see his reflection. Instead, he saw happy memories from long ago. He saw himself as a young boy running through fields on a warm summer afternoon. He remembered sitting beside his grandmother as she read stories before bedtime. He remembered laughter around family dinners, peaceful evenings on the porch, and nights spent watching stars stretch across the endless sky. A gentle feeling of gratitude filled his heart. The woman smiled. "The stream does not show what you have lost. It reminds you of the quiet moments that have always lived inside you. Elias closed his eyes for a slow, peaceful breath. The cool night air carried the scent of lavender, pine, and fresh grass. Somewhere nearby, a night bird sang a soft melody that echoed gently across the valley. Far ahead, resting on a small hill beneath a magnificent oak tree, stood a cozy little library with warm lights glowing through its windows. The woman pointed toward it with a gentle smile. "There," she whispered. "Every peaceful journey begins with a single story." Elias slowly walked toward the welcoming light, feeling that something wonderful was waiting just beyond the library door. Elias climbed the gentle hill at an unhurried pace. Every step felt lighter than the last, as though the peaceful valley itself was carrying him forward. When he reached the little library, he noticed that its walls were built from warm cedar wood, and ivy climbed softly around the windows. A golden lantern hung above the door, casting a welcoming glow across the stone path. The door opened before he could knock. Inside, endless bookshelves curved in graceful circles beneath a ceiling painted like a quiet midnight sky. Tiny lights drifted through the air like slow-moving stars. The room smelled of old paper, cedar, cinnamon, and freshly brewed herbal tea. A fireplace crackled gently, filling every corner with comforting warmth. There was no librarian waiting behind a desk. Instead, a small gray cat stretched lazily on a thick blue rug, blinked at Elias with bright green eyes, and wandered toward a single book resting on a wooden table. The cover shimmered softly. No title appeared at first. As Elias placed his hand upon it, silver letters slowly formed across the page. "The stories that find their way home, ****." He opened the book. Instead of words, tiny glowing scenes floated upward like delicate clouds. One showed a father reading to his daughter before bedtime while gentle rain tapped against the windows. Another revealed an elderly couple sitting quietly on a porch swing, smiling as fireflies danced across a summer garden. A third showed a young traveler stopping to admire the sunrise over peaceful mountains instead of rushing toward the next destination. Each memory glowed for only a few moments before drifting upward, becoming another tiny star beneath the painted ceiling. Elias realized these were not grand adventures. They were simple moments of kindness, patience, gratitude, and love, the quiet moments people often forgot while chasing tomorrow. The gray cat jumped onto the table and softly purred, as though encouraging him to turn another page. This time, gentle words appeared. The heart rests best when it remembers that ordinary moments are often the most extraordinary. Asterisk. Elias smiled to himself. He felt no need to hurry through the pages. Every sentence invited him to slow down, breathe deeply, and simply be present. Outside, the wind whispered through the great oak tree. Inside, the fire glowed with a steady warmth that made the library feel like the safest place in the world. Just then, a tiny brass bell chimed somewhere in the distance. A hidden doorway at the back of the library slowly opened, revealing a softly lit hallway lined with glowing lanterns. At the very end stood a single window where silver moonlight poured gently into the room. Drawn by quiet curiosity, Elias rose from his chair and walked toward the peaceful light, wondering what calm surprise awaited beyond the silent hallway. Elias walked slowly down the lantern-lit hallway. The soft glow reflected across the wooden floor, and each lantern seemed to pulse gently like a calm heartbeat. The air grew warmer with every step, carrying the soothing scent of chamomile tea, cedarwood, and fresh rain. At the end of the hallway stood the moonlit window. Beyond it, the valley stretched peacefully beneath the stars. The silver stream wound through the grass like a ribbon of light, and the glowing flowers swayed in the night breeze. Beneath the window rested a small wooden bench with a folded blanket beside it. Elias sat down, wrapped the blanket around his shoulders, and gazed out into the quiet world. Then he noticed something unusual. Far below, near the stream, dozens of lanterns were slowly drifting upward into the sky. They rose gently, one by one, until they joined the stars above. It was impossible to tell where the lanterns ended and the stars began. The elderly woman in the blue cloak appeared beside him once more, her footsteps completely silent. "Why are the lanterns leaving?" Elias asked softly. "They are not leaving," she replied with a gentle smile. "They are being released. When a dream is remembered with peace instead of regret, it becomes light. Elias watched another lantern float upward. Many people hold their dreams too tightly, the woman continued. They worry about what they did not achieve, what they should have done, or what tomorrow may bring. But dreams were never meant to become burdens. They were meant to inspire the heart, not weigh it down. Her words settled over him like a warm blanket. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. They simply listened to the quiet night, the distant call of an owl, the rustling leaves, the gentle murmur of the stream. Eventually the woman pointed toward the sky. "Choose one lantern," she whispered. Elias closed his eyes and thought of a simple wish, that everyone who carried a tired heart might find a moment of rest. When he opened his eyes, a small golden lantern drifted toward the window and hovered quietly before him. Its light was soft and steady, like the glow of a candle on a peaceful evening. "Take it with you," the woman said. "Whenever the world feels too loud, remember this valley. Remember that rest is not something you earn after becoming perfect. Rest is something your heart deserves." Elias held the lantern carefully in both hands. Its warmth spread through his fingers, up his arms, and gently through his chest, easing every remaining trace of tension. Outside, the stars seemed brighter than ever. A slow, comfortable drowsiness began to settle over him. His eyelids felt pleasantly heavy, his breathing became deep and steady, and the entire valley seemed to breathe with him, slowly, peacefully, effortlessly. The woman's voice became softer, almost like a lullaby carried on the wind. "Now," she whispered, "it is time to follow the path home." Elias stepped onto the quiet path, the golden lantern resting gently in his hands. Its warm light stretched across the moonlit trail, guiding him through the peaceful valley. The silver grass whispered softly as the breeze passed through it, and the glowing flowers bowed gently, as if wishing him a safe journey home. The little gray cat appeared beside him once again, walking silently at his side. Together they crossed the wooden bridge over the silver stream. This time, the water reflected only the stars above, calm and endless, like a peaceful dream. As they entered the forest, the trees seemed to hum with a quiet melody. Leaves drifted lazily through the air, landing without a sound. Fireflies floated around the lantern, their tiny lights blending with its golden glow until the path looked like a river of gentle stars. After a while, the cat stopped beside an old oak tree. It looked up at Elias with calm green eyes, gave one soft purr, and disappeared into the shadows of the forest. Elias smiled with gratitude and continued alone. Soon he reached the ancient wooden gate. As he stepped through it, the silver key in his pocket became warm. He placed it gently into the lock one last time. The gate closed quietly behind him, and the key slowly dissolved into shimmering golden dust that floated into the night sky. He understood without anyone telling him that the valley would always remain, patiently waiting for anyone who entered with a peaceful heart. The old maple tree stood just ahead, its golden leaves glowing beneath the moon. Beyond it, the familiar streets of the little town welcomed him home. Every cottage was quiet. Every porch light glowed softly. Even the wind seemed to move more gently than before. When Elias opened the door to his white cottage, the candle on the table was still burning with its small, steady flame. He placed the golden lantern beside it. The two lights blended together, filling the room with a comforting warmth that reached every corner. He settled into his favorite wooden chair, wrapped the cozy blanket around his shoulders, and listened to the peaceful silence. Outside, the stars continued their slow journey across the sky. Inside, his breathing became slower, calmer, softer. He realized that the greatest gift he had found was not a magical valley or a glowing lantern. It was the quiet reminder that peace has always lived within a gentle heart willing to slow down and simply rest. As the candle flickered one final time, Elias closed his eyes with a grateful smile. The night held him gently. The breeze sang its soft lullaby. The stars watched over the sleeping world. And somewhere beyond the hills, the valley of gentle dreams waited quietly beneath the moon, ready to welcome another peaceful traveler whenever the time was right. Now, there is nothing more to do. Only breathe slowly. Feel safe. Feel warm. And let yourself drift peacefully into a deep, restful sleep. The little cottage rested in complete silence. The candle burned with a calm, golden glow, and beside it, The lantern from the valley shimmered so softly that its light barely moved across the room. Outside, the wind carried the gentle fragrance of pine trees through the open window, while a distant owl called once before the night became quiet again. Elias remained peacefully asleep in his chair. As the hours drifted by, his dreams became light as clouds. He imagined walking through endless fields where every blade of grass sparkled with tiny drops of moonlight. Gentle deer wandered without fear, rabbits rested beneath flowering bushes, and a family of foxes curled together beneath an ancient oak tree. Everything in this dream moved slowly. Nothing hurried. Nothing demanded attention. The sky slowly changed from deep midnight blue to a softer shade filled with countless shimmering stars. Above them all stretched the glowing Milky Way, quiet and magnificent, reminding every sleeping soul that the universe itself never rushed. A cool breeze brushed across the hills. Somewhere nearby, a peaceful river flowed with such gentle rhythm that it sounded almost like slow breathing. Every ripple carried the reflection of the stars farther downstream until they disappeared into the darkness beyond. In the distance stood a small wooden cabin with warm light shining through its windows. Smoke rose lazily from its chimney, disappearing into the calm night sky. A rocking chair rested on the front porch, moving ever so slightly in the breeze, as though someone had just stood up moments before. But no one was there. Only peace remained. The forest surrounding the cabin seemed alive in the gentlest way. Tall pine trees swayed together with perfect harmony, while tiny fireflies floated between their branches like little pieces of starlight. Elias smiled quietly in his sleep. His breathing was slow. His shoulders were relaxed. Every worry from the day had faded like footprints washed away by a gentle tide. Above the cottage, the moon continued its graceful journey across the sky, watching over quiet streets, sleeping homes, peaceful forests, and distant mountains. The world did not ask for anything tonight. It simply invited every tired heart to rest. If your eyes are becoming heavy, let them remain closed. Allow each slow breath to carry away the last thoughts of the day. Feel the calm around you. Feel the warmth within you. The night is safe. The stars are steady. The breeze is gentle. And as the peaceful silence wraps around you like a soft blanket, allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper into a quiet, comfortable, and restful sleep. Morning had not yet arrived. The horizon remained wrapped in deep shades of blue, and the stars still sparkled gently above the quiet countryside. A soft mist drifted across the rolling hills, covering the fields like a warm blanket. The world was resting peacefully, holding on to the final moments of the night. Inside the little white cottage, the fire in the fireplace had settled into glowing embers. The candle had quietly gone out, but the golden lantern beside it still shone with a gentle, comforting light. Its glow filled the room with perfect calm. Elias continued to sleep peacefully, his breathing slow and steady. A small smile rested on his face, as though his heart still remembered the valley of gentle dreams. Outside, the old maple tree swayed softly in the cool breeze. One golden leaf drifted through the air and landed gently on the porch before becoming perfectly still. The silence was never empty. It was filled with peaceful sounds. The quiet whisper of the wind. The distant murmur of a sleepy river. The gentle rustling of pine branches. The faint song of crickets preparing to rest before dawn. Above everything, the stars continued their silent dance across the endless sky. Far beyond the hills, hidden where no ordinary map could ever lead, the Valley of Gentle Dreams remained exactly as it had always been. Its silver river flowed without hurry. Its glowing flowers opened beneath the moon. Its floating lanterns drifted peacefully through the cool night air. And every forgotten dream rested there, safe, warm, and filled with hope until the moment someone was ready to remember it again. Nothing in the valley ever rushed. Even time itself seemed to move more slowly there. The old wooden library still welcomed every gentle traveler. Its fireplace glowed warmly. Its shelves waited patiently. Its quiet stories rested between their pages, never demanding to be read, only waiting for the right heart to discover them. Somewhere inside, the little gray cat stretched comfortably beside the fire before curling into a peaceful sleep. Outside, Countless fireflies floated above the meadow like tiny stars that had wandered down from the sky. The moon smiled quietly over the valley. The breeze carried the sweet scent of wildflowers through the trees. Everything breathed together in perfect harmony. And now, as this peaceful night gently comes to its quiet close, allow your own breathing to become slow and comfortable. There is nowhere to go. Nothing to solve. Nothing to worry about. Only this peaceful moment. Feel your body becoming heavier. Feel your thoughts becoming softer. Let every gentle breath carry you deeper into comfort. May the quiet stars watch over you. May the calm night surround you. May peaceful dreams find you gently. And may you sleep deeply until the first warm light of morning quietly greets the world. The first gentle colors of dawn rested just beyond the horizon, waiting patiently for the right moment to greet the world. The stars still shimmered above the quiet valley, though their light had become softer, blending beautifully with the deep blue sky. Everything remained peaceful. Everything remained still. The little white cottage stood beneath the old maple tree, surrounded by quiet fields covered in a light morning mist. Tiny drops of dew rested upon every blade of grass, sparkling gently beneath the fading moonlight. Inside the cottage, Elias continued sleeping peacefully. The golden lantern glowed beside the window, its warm light never growing brighter or dimmer. It simply remained a quiet reminder that peace always stays with those who welcome it. In his dream, Elias found himself standing beside a calm ocean. The water stretched farther than his eyes could see. Gentle waves rolled onto the sandy shore, one after another, each one softer than the last. He removed his shoes and slowly walked along the cool sand. Every footprint he left behind was quietly washed away by the next gentle wave. It reminded him that worries, too, could disappear if they were gently released instead of carried forever. A few white seabirds glided silently above the water, their wings moving effortlessly with the breeze. Far out on the horizon, a small lighthouse stood upon quiet rocks. Its warm light turned slowly through the fading night, offering comfort to every traveler who might need guidance. Elias smiled as he listened to the peaceful rhythm of the sea. The waves never hurried. The wind never hurried. Even the clouds drifted slowly across the sky. Nature understood something people often forgot. There was beauty in slowing down. There was strength in quietness. There was healing in rest. He sat upon a smooth piece of driftwood and watched the ocean breathe. In. Out. In. Out. Soon, his own breathing matched the rhythm of the gentle waves. His heart felt lighter. His thoughts became quieter. His mind rested like the calm sea before him. Now, imagine yourself beside that peaceful shore. Hear the soft sound of each wave. Feel the cool breeze against your skin. Allow every slow breath to relax you even more. The night has cared for you. The stars have watched over you. And as the first light of morning quietly approaches, may you remain wrapped in peaceful sleep for as long as your heart needs. Rest deeply. Dream gently. And awaken only when your body and mind are completely refreshed, carrying the quiet peace of this beautiful night into the new day ahead. The morning sun had not yet appeared, and the world remained wrapped in the gentle embrace of night. Above the quiet hills, the stars shimmered softly, while the moon rested low upon the horizon, casting a peaceful silver glow across forests, rivers, and sleeping fields. The cool night air carried the comforting scent of pine, fresh grass, and distant wildflowers. Inside the little white cottage, everything was perfectly still. The golden lantern rested upon the wooden table, glowing with a warm light that never seemed to fade. Its quiet radiance filled the room with a feeling of comfort, as though every peaceful memory Elias had gathered during his journey remained alive within its gentle flame. He slept deeply beneath his blanket. His breathing was slow. His heart was calm. And in his dreams, he found himself once more walking along the familiar moonlit path leading toward the Valley of Gentle Dreams. This time, however, he did not walk alone. Around him were countless peaceful travelers from every corner of the world. They smiled kindly at one another without speaking, each carrying a small lantern glowing with its own unique light. Some lanterns shone with hope. Some with gratitude. Some with love. Others simply carried quiet peace. No one hurried ahead. No one looked behind. Together they walked beneath the endless stars, enjoying the calm beauty of the journey itself. When they reached the great wooden gate, it opened slowly without the need for a key. The valley welcomed everyone with the soft whisper of the wind. The silver river sparkled peacefully. The glowing flowers opened beneath the moon. The old library stood warm and inviting beneath the ancient oak tree. From somewhere inside came the gentle sound of pages turning, as though another beautiful bedtime story had just begun. Elias looked toward the sky. The floating lanterns rose higher and higher until they blended with the stars above, creating a river of golden light stretching across the heavens. He understood something simple, yet beautiful. Peace grows brighter when it is shared. Kindness becomes warmer when it is offered freely. And every gentle story told with love has the power to help another heart rest. The breeze became softer. The stars glowed a little brighter. The night wrapped itself around the valley like the softest blanket. As your own breathing becomes slow and steady, allow every remaining thought to drift away like a lantern floating into the peaceful sky. Feel completely safe. Feel completely relaxed. The night is quiet. Your heart is at rest. And as the stars continue their silent journey above, may your dreams carry you gently through peaceful valleys, warm cottages, quiet forests, and endless skies until a beautiful new morning softly welcomes you with light, hope, and serenity. Sleep well. Sleep peacefully. And let tomorrow arrive only when you are ready to greet it. The night settled into its deepest, quietest hour. The stars stretched endlessly across the sky, glowing like tiny candles in a peaceful cathedral of darkness. A gentle breeze wandered through the pine forest, carrying a fresh scent of cedar, wildflowers, and cool mountain air. Every leaf moved slowly, as though the whole world had chosen to breathe together in perfect harmony. Inside the little white cottage, the golden lantern continued to shine with a calm and steady light. Elias slept peacefully in his favorite chair, wrapped in his soft blanket. His face was relaxed, and his dreams drifted gently like clouds across a clear summer sky. In his dream, he found himself standing upon a quiet hill overlooking the valley. The moon had become larger than ever before, filling the landscape with silver light. The river below sparkled like flowing crystal. The flowers glowed softly. The lanterns floated upward in silence. Everything felt timeless. A gentle voice, carried by the breeze, whispered only a few simple words. Peace begins with one quiet breath. Elias slowly inhaled the cool night air. He listened. Not to words. Not to thoughts. But to the beautiful silence that existed between every sound. He heard the gentle rhythm of the river. The distant song of an owl. The whisper of tall grass moving in the wind. The quiet heartbeat of the peaceful earth itself. For the first time, he realized that silence was never empty. It was filled with comfort. Filled with hope. Filled with rest. A single white feather drifted gently from the night sky, landing softly in the palm of his hand. As soon as he touched it, the feather became a tiny beam of golden light that floated upward until it joined the countless stars above. Elias smiled. He understood that every act of kindness, every peaceful moment, every comforting story shared with another person became a light in the world, even if no one could see it. The valley slowly faded into a gentle mist. The stars continued to shine. The moon smiled quietly above the hills. And the peaceful breeze wrapped around everything like the softest blanket imaginable. Now the night grows even quieter. Your breathing becomes slower. Your body feels wonderfully relaxed. Your thoughts become light, calm, and still. There is nowhere you need to go. Nothing you need to remember. Nothing you need to do. Only rest. Only peace. Only this quiet moment. As the stars keep their silent watch until morning, may your dreams be gentle, your heart be light, and your sleep be deep, peaceful, and filled with the comforting warmth of hope. Good night. Sleep peacefully. And may tomorrow greet you with quiet joy, gentle strength, and a heart refreshed by the beauty of a restful night's sleep. Long after the stars had reached their highest place in the sky, the peaceful world remained wrapped in quiet stillness. The forest rested beneath a blanket of silver moonlight. The gentle river continued its slow journey through the valley, never rushing, never stopping, singing the same comforting melody it had sung for countless nights. Inside the cozy white cottage, the golden lantern glowed with a peaceful warmth. Its light was soft enough to calm every corner of the room. The fireplace had become a bed of glowing embers, quietly filling the air with the comforting scent of cedar wood. Elias remained asleep. His breathing was deep. His heart was peaceful. His dreams were gentle. In his dream, he wandered through a meadow where thousands of tiny white flowers opened beneath the stars. A light mist floated just above the ground, making every step feel as though he were walking upon soft clouds. Ahead stood a magnificent willow tree beside a perfectly still lake. Its long branches swayed slowly in the cool breeze. Beneath the tree rested a simple wooden bench. Elias sat quietly. He watched the lake without speaking. The smooth water reflected every star so clearly that it seemed the universe existed both above and below him. There was no difference between the sky and its reflection. Everything was connected. A family of gentle ducks drifted silently across the water, leaving delicate ripples that slowly disappeared back into perfect calm. Somewhere nearby, a wind chime hanging from a wooden porch rang softly. One note. Then another. Each sound faded peacefully into the night. The quiet reminded Elias that happiness was often found in the smallest moments: a cool breeze on a warm evening, the sound of leaves dancing together, the glow of moonlight on still water, or simply sitting without needing to hurry anywhere at all. He closed his eyes within the dream and smiled. The peaceful feeling grew even deeper. Around him, fireflies floated slowly through the meadow like tiny stars exploring the earth. Above him, the Milky Way stretched across the heavens in breathtaking silence. The night seemed endless. Gentle. Safe. Now, as you continue to rest, allow every muscle to soften. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel your arms grow comfortably heavy. Feel your breathing become slow, smooth, and effortless. With every quiet breath, your mind becomes calmer. With every peaceful moment, your dreams become lighter. The stars continue to shine above you. The breeze continues its gentle song. The quiet night lovingly holds the world until morning. And as sleep carries you deeper into peaceful dreams, may your heart remain light, your mind remain calm, and your spirit awaken tomorrow refreshed, grateful, and filled with quiet happiness. The final hours of the night unfolded with perfect peace. The sky above the quiet valley had become a deep velvet blue, sprinkled with countless stars that shimmered gently like tiny lanterns hanging in the heavens. The moon rested low on the horizon, bathing the forests, rivers, and hills in a soft silver glow. The little white cottage stood peacefully beneath the old maple tree. Every window reflected the calm beauty of the sleeping world. Inside, the golden lantern still glowed upon the wooden table. Its warm light had become part of the cottage itself, as though it had always belonged there. Elias rested comfortably, breathing slowly as peaceful dreams carried him farther into quiet places. He dreamed of a wide meadow stretching beyond the horizon. The grass moved like gentle waves beneath the breeze. Wildflowers swayed peacefully in every direction. Butterflies with softly glowing wings floated through the cool night air, never rushing from flower to flower. Nearby, a crystal-clear stream wandered through smooth stones, creating a gentle melody that blended perfectly with the whispering wind. Everything around him seemed to move with patience. The trees. The clouds. The stars. Even time itself. Far ahead stood a small wooden bridge leading toward another peaceful path. As Elias crossed it, he discovered an open field filled with thousands of tiny lanterns resting upon the grass. None of them floated. None of them flickered. They simply glowed quietly together, filling the meadow with warmth. A calm voice echoed through the gentle breeze. Every peaceful night becomes tomorrow's quiet strength. Elias smiled softly. He understood those words without needing another explanation. Rest was never wasted. Silence was never empty. Peace always prepared the heart for a brighter morning. He stood quietly, watching the lanterns until they slowly began rising into the sky. One by one. Without hurry. Without sound. Soon they joined the stars above, becoming part of the endless night. The meadow slowly faded into soft moonlight. The gentle breeze became even quieter. The stars continued their silent watch over the sleeping earth. Now, allow yourself to sink even deeper into comfort. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Feel the warmth surrounding you. Feel the quiet stillness filling your heart. There is nothing left to think about. Nothing left to carry. Only peaceful rest. Only gentle dreams. Only the calm embrace of the night. May the stars watch over you until morning. May your dreams be kind. May your sleep be deep, peaceful, and filled with quiet joy. And when the first light of a new day finally arrives, may you awaken feeling refreshed, hopeful, grateful, and completely at peace. The first light of dawn was still far away. The world rested beneath a sky painted with countless stars, each one shining quietly, never asking for attention, simply offering its gentle light to the sleeping earth below. A cool breeze wandered through the forest, brushing softly against the tall pine trees. Their branches swayed together in slow rhythm, creating a peaceful melody that blended with the distant sound of a quiet stream. Inside the little white cottage, the golden lantern glowed with the same warm light Elias had carried home from the Valley of Gentle Dreams. Its gentle flame never flickered. It simply rested. Just like the peaceful heart of the old storyteller. Elias remained asleep beneath his soft blanket, breathing slowly and comfortably. His dreams carried him once more through endless meadows, quiet lakes, and moonlit hills where every path led to kindness, every breeze carried hope, and every star reminded travelers that even the darkest night was filled with gentle light. Beyond the forest, a calm lake reflected the heavens so perfectly that it became impossible to tell where the sky ended and the water began. A family of swans drifted silently across its smooth surface. Nearby, tall reeds whispered softly as the breeze passed through them. The peaceful sound spread across the water like the slow rhythm of a lullaby. Far above, the moon began its gentle journey toward the western horizon. Its silver light slowly faded, making room for the promise of another beautiful morning. Yet the night was not ending in sadness. It was simply passing its quiet peace into the hands of a new day. Somewhere beyond the hills, the Valley of Gentle Dreams remained hidden from ordinary eyes. Its glowing lanterns continued floating among the stars. Its ancient library stood patiently beneath the great oak tree. Its silver river flowed without beginning or end. And its peaceful paths waited silently for anyone who might one day arrive with a calm and open heart. Perhaps one evening, when the world feels especially quiet, another gentle traveler will discover the old maple tree. Find the moonlit path. Open the ancient gate. And remember that true peace has never been far away. It has always lived inside a heart willing to slow down, breathe deeply, and welcome stillness. Now the night grows even quieter. Your breathing is slow. Your body feels warm and comfortably heavy. Every gentle breath carries you deeper into peaceful rest. Let the stars keep watch above you. Let the breeze sing its soft lullaby. Let every peaceful dream arrive gently, one after another. And may your sleep be long. Your heart be calm. Your mind be quiet. Until the morning sun rises softly, bringing a brand new day filled with gentle hope, quiet joy, and endless peace.